Hello everyone, in today's lesson we are going to talk about conduction analysis in radio systems. And let's start with cylindrical coordinates. As we know, in Cartesian coordinates, a point is represented by x, y, and z, while in cylindrical coordinates, a point is represented by the radius r, the angle theta, and the height z. Cylindrical coordinates are particularly useful in situations where objects or systems exhibit cylindrical symmetry, like pipes, wires, or solid cylinders. So first, here is the Fourier's law, which describes heat conduction rate in cylindrical coordinates, and also the general conduction heat equation, which can be obtained from an energy balance on a controlled volume element in cylindrical coordinates, following the steps that we've seen in the second video. And it can also be obtained directly by coordinate transformation. Anyhow, this is the conduction heat equation in cylindrical coordinates, and from its solution, as we've learned, we can determine the temperature distribution as a function of time. And by applying Fourier's law, we determine the heat transfer rate. So for one-dimensional steady-state conduction with no heat generation at constant thermal conductivity, the conduction heat equation becomes the second partial derivative of the product of R and the partial derivative of T with respect to R equals 0. Integrating twice with respect to R, we get T at a given radial position equals C1 times the natural logarithm of R plus C2, and this equation is the general solution. Now, by applying the first kind boundary condition, which dictates temperatures at the inner and outer surface of the cylinder, and by applying these conditions in the general solution equation, we can find C1 and C2. Then substituting these values of C1 and C2 into the general solution, we get temperature distribution equation. Now we can apply Fourier's law to determine the heat transfer rate. Q equals minus K times A times the derivative of the temperature function T with respect to R, which is the derivative of the temperature distribution equation. And by rearranging this equation, we get the heat transfer rate equation for the above-mentioned conditions. Nevertheless, using the alternative approach by working immediately with the integral form of Fourier's law in cylindrical coordinates, and hence we can reach the same heat transfer rate equation. Now we can use the general definition of thermal resistance to derive the relation of thermal resistance for induction and so on for convection. Also, the total thermal resistance can be written as the sum of thermal resistance for internal convection plus the series of resistances through each layer in the cylinder plus the resistance due to convection at the outer surface of the cylinder. Consequently, Q equals delta T over R total, which can be written as the overall heat transfer coefficient U times A times delta T, where the area of the heat transfer is the circumference 2π times the radius R times the length of the cylinder L. Likewise, we can write U equals 1 over R total times A. Then, using the same approach as in previous videos, we can analyze conduction with uniform heat generation in cylindrical coordinates, considering a solid cylinder, and for one-dimensional steady-state conduction with constant volumetric heat generation rate and constant thermal conductivity, the conduction heat equation is reduced to this form. And by integrating once and then applying the boundary condition at the middle where R equals 0 and dt over dr also equals 0 since the heat generation rate is constant, we find that C1 equals 0. Now by integrating again and replacing C1 with its value, the general solution becomes T equals minus Q triple prime over K times R squared plus C2. Similarly, to find C2, we apply the other boundary condition on the surface of the solid cylinder where T equals Ts. And now we can replace T by Ts in the last equation to obtain the final temperature distribution equation in this case. Additionally, we can write the dimensionless temperature distribution as T minus Ts over T0 minus Ts equals 1 minus R squared over Rs squared. Furthermore, we can relate Ts to Ta as what we've seen before using energy balance. Now, spherical coordinates are another system for locating points in three-dimensional space, where a point is represented by three coordinates, the radius r, the angle theta, and the angle phi. Here's the Fourier's law and the conduction heat equation in spherical coordinates. And by solving it, assuming one-dimensional steady-state conduction with no heat generation and constant thermal conductivity, the conduction heat equation reduces to a simpler form. And as previously, by integrating twice, we get to the general solution. And by applying the appropriate boundary conditions, we get the temperature distribution equation. Then we can apply the Fourier's law to determine the heat transfer rate. And as always, we can also use the alternative method, the integral form of Fourier's law in spherical coordinates, to get the same result. And also, these are the relations of thermal resistance and the overall heat transfer coefficient in spherical coordinates. So that was all. Thanks for listening. I do appreciate it, and have a great day.